Michael Burry is back in the news, and this time he has added to his shorts. I'm going to give you everything that you need to know in as quick as I possibly can. Let's go. Okay, so let's start with this. Big short investor Michael Burry ramps up his bet against Tesla and reveals a new wager against Cathie Wood's ARK Invest. Okay, so you can read the article if you're interested, but I personally prefer to go to the actual data itself. And this comes from the SEC's own website. Okay, personally, the articles, they're not for me. Okay, I want to see the actual data, and you could see it right here. Put calls. You can look at that breakdown as well as the amount of shares and the dollar value. Okay, so don't just look at the amount of shares or anything. We want to see, are those puts, are those calls? What's he doing? Because he's got both sides of the equation. He's often somebody misunderstood because they think the Big Short, and while that's kind of his nickname, it doesn't really represent all that he does. In this case here, you can see the ARK ETF. You can see Tesla down here. These are puts, essentially betting that the stock is going to go down. However, look at Alphabet, look at Facebook, and there are others in here that are basically calls that he believes will go higher. So it's not necessarily the Big Short everything. No, that's just what he's been famous for. Now, if you look at the breakdown in this particular chart here, and I'll show you from other resources as well, just kind of organizes everything. And you can look at the top of the list, Tesla put, directly under that, Facebook call. Then you got the Treasury bond ETFs, that's a put, and then it goes underneath this with Alphabet, and there's also Kraft in there, and Walmart, and as well as ARK's ETF being a put as well. Now, this really is just showing you what he's been doing. Is he the be all end all and all that? No, let's be serious here. But it is interesting because truthfully, he's a person who quite frankly doesn't care what people think of him. He's not trying to make a celebrity out of himself. And all he's doing here is, these actions here, he's not making it public. He didn't say, oh, look, everybody, this is what I'm doing. He's doing this and we're pulling it from the 13F. Every one of these public companies, when they make it to a certain level, has to put this information publicly, make it publicly available at the SEC through this 13F, and we can pull that up, okay? So that's what we're seeing here. What's going to happen in the future? Of course, we don't know, but I'm going to track it and we can see. And if you were to try and ask Michael Burry or find out information from Michael Burry, it might be difficult because at this time, his Twitter account is still closed. The last time that he was posting was back in late June. And this is the Burry archive. I'm sure you've seen it before. I've shown it here on the channel. This was the last thing that he posted. Hard work has never guaranteed freedom from failure. If you're not failing, you're not working hard enough. I completely agree with that. Although it's unrelated, I just wanted to show you what he had been up to. This website here is Fintel, something I've shown previously, and at the end of this video, I will link to a video that I have done showing you how to find, Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett stuff, or any other big company or investor that you're aware of that basically will give you all the information you need to know, how to find it through the SEC, how to look at this on these various websites that organize it better than the SEC, and just give you that information, okay? Because quite frankly, you get a lot of articles, you get a lot of opinions, but I want actual information, okay? I want the real deal. So anyway, same sort of information in here from the previous chart, just organized differently. And if you want, you can organize in Fintel, which is a good resource. You can organize it by the value in dollar terms, value change percentage, shares changed, and so on. So it just gives you a little bit of a different look into that same data, which is pulled from that 13F. Now, again, another website, another resource, just showing you here the activity in terms of percentage, which was interesting. Tesla up 35%. So he's adding to that wager, essentially. And Facebook up 72%, and then it goes down the list. So you know that his belief right here is getting stronger in the bets that he had already made previously. Now, to end off the video, I wanted to show you this information about Michael Burry. Like I said, he's a kind of misunderstood guy. So Burry studied Buffett closely as a young man, follows a similar value investing philosophy, and even labeled Apple as a Buffett stock nearly 2 decades before Berkshire made it to the largest holding in its portfolio. So at one point, Michael Burry had posted a bookshelf. Whether it was his or not, you assume it's his bookshelf. Of course, it's hard to get any information out of him. He always speaks in riddles. But he posted that, and on there included a book of Warren Buffett. Also talks about, of course, The Big Short being on there. And they get into some other things here as well. There's a book about Vietnam. And one of the things that I found interesting was, I didn't know what it meant. However, the location that he has on Twitter is in Vietnamese, and it translates to memory hole, and they say that he suggests that people are forgetting the past. And isn't that so true? Isn't that so true about what the things that we have to deal with all the time? Because we're talking the truth over here, and quite frankly, people just don't care. So that's all for today. If you found the video informative, hit that thumbs up button. I appreciate it when you do that. And this video right here is talking about how to find this information for yourself. I break it down very simply, very easily, so you can check it out right here. Take care.